Yeah. Hey, Vetris, how's it going? Yes, Carthage. I am a Gemini like Sullix. So, Sullix is my Gemini partner. We're both low bloods, yellow bloods. That's fantastic. Yeah, yellow bloods. Fist pound it. Oh, sorry, I just punched you in the face. All right. Okay, so it looks like the gang's all here. Let's carry on. I will say though, like, even though Sullix is like my Zodiac buddy, Nepeta is still my favorite troll so far. Oh, I'm sorry, Vetros. It sounds like, yeah, it's that time of year for that. I'm sorry. Colds are so annoying, and they can really stick around for a while. So, hey, yes, Zephim, coffee and beer, and those are two things I have in plentiful supply. Actually, I have a mocha stout in my closet right now that's still in fermentation. Actually, I'm bottling it tomorrow, I think. It's my Mocha-Lania chocolate coffee stout. So it's coffee and beer. Although there's not actually any coffee in the beer. It has a coffee flavor to it because of the grains I used, but not actual coffee. Although you can put actual coffee in beer. Fun fact. Alright, Carcat, let's be in cahoots with Jack. You and your like-blooded accomplice soon put Operation Regisurp into motion. Regisurp. That is fantastic. A contingency plan which the Archagent conveniently had on file and named himself. If it were drafted by a legitimate contingency firm, it would ostensibly have been given a better title. That's a fun word to say. Regisurp! Oh, man. That's amazing. I am delighted. Right off the bat, I'm delighted by Homestuck. Oh, Homestuck. You never fail to delight. Your whole team executes the plan along the course of its journey, employing espionage, mind control tactics, political sabotage, vicious interrogations, and cold-blooded assassinations. Everyone does their part, and you begin to learn the true meaning of teamwork, as well as this troll disease called friendship. Friendship, you say? But before a single step is taken, Jack briefs you on the intelligence uncovered by one of his agents. It is an advantage over the Queen you will seize upon while she has let her guard down. With each prototyping by the player, the royalty of both sides would evolve. The Queen with her Ring of Orbs 12-fold would first take on the claws and ridged carapace of your Lucis, and then the wings and scales of Terezi's young dragon, and then the horns and gills and cloven hooves of Gamzee's fallen custodian, and so it would continue. Yes, totally, Carthage. I like that. It's a serious operation, but they're still like, we're gonna get this huge blah 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 blah. Though the Queen is a vain creature, she's also sworn to her duty. She would be braced for the heavy load of augmentation ahead. She could certainly withstand the 8 eyes of an arachnid. The fairy wings might at worst be frivolous, and the great bullhorns could even be regarded as striking additions. For that matter, the sultry lips of a mother grub might very plausibly suit her. She perhaps would wear a brave face even behind a dignified mustache, and the centauring of her lower torso could transpire without much complaint. Oh man, she's gonna be a huge freak of nature, isn't she, with all this prototyping going on? Hey! Hello, cats are pretty cute. Yes, cats are pretty cute. I will have cats showing up on stream at some point if you keep an eye over the bottom left corner. That's my pet cam right now. You can see my dog Tara is lying on the couch. My cats Vivi and Steiner are around somewhere. Steiner's actually in the dining room sleeping on one of Tara's beds. The cats like to sleep on Tara's beds sometimes. I think Vivi is... Oh, Vivi's actually like right in front of me on the floor. Sniffing, shoving his face in my shoe. But anyway, hi cats, welcome. Where was I? Oh yeah, I was in the middle of like all the weird transformations that's happening. Let's see. And the centauring of her lower torso could transpire without much complaint. She would dutifully indulge a lactating udder. And when all was said and done, doubling her head count would surely be an insult to an 11-fold injury, but nothing she hadn't essentially endured already, all in the name of her kingdom. But she would spare herself all of these additional debasements, because before the rest came, there would be one corruption to her figure she could not abide. Her vanity would not allow it. What would that be? She could not stand bearing the visage of the most loathsome creature known to existence. So vile is its appearance, so contemptible its purpose. All depictions of the creature, let alone members of its population, are permanently banned from any jurisdiction in the reach of her agents. Those of its kind go by many names, and so does the reviled patron god they herald. The Great Detestation, King Pond Squatter, Speaker of the Vast Joke, or more commonly, Bilious Slick. His true name is of course forbidden, and wearing his face is where she drew the line. Hey, thanks for the bit, Seth! Seth is the new boss. The new stream boss, I think. Whee! Bilious, okay. Yes, I am counting on my Homestuck. I count on my Homestuck brain trust that we have here in chat regularly to keep me on the true path of correct pronunciations. So I appreciate that. Oh, I think you can see Vivi on the cat tree now in the dining room. Oh, she's putting on the ring. Oh, no, she took off the ring. She removed the ring and concealed it in the royal vault while she was quite sure no one was looking. She then retired to her private chamber, from which she would dispatch orders, no one the wiser of her disadvantage. Or so she thought. Right, Red Team, execute Operation Regisurp. The operation in time would be a total success. The banished Quasi-Royal would make the future Alternian wasteland her home. Banished Quasi-Royal. I have to remember that name. Oh! Of course. BQ, stands for Black Queen. Naturally. Until she was given a new purpose. Oh, there's Scratch! Oh my. Being curled up in bed sounds like a great thing right now, Blitzy. Like, it's like 28 degrees in Chicago today, and there's snow on the ground. And I really want to wrap up in blankets with my pets and watch football later today. So let's see. So we've got our red team here. And it looks like we've got Skya, and we've got Prospit in the center there, and Durst is kind of on the outside there. We got our blue team. What is love? But at the onset, you would know nothing of the Queen's aversion to an amphibious likeness, or about her orb's 12-fold, or any such details. You were informed of her disadvantage, and would act accordingly. You and your red teammates would work to dethrone the Queen in your session, while the blue team members would take on the entirely separate set of royal adversaries, in their own session. This was to be a competition, after all, or so you thought. So is the blue team trying to take down the white royalty, I'm guessing? You would begin to notice a strange pattern. The blue team's prototypings would affect the mutations of your session's underlings. And your prototypings would affect theirs. So they're realizing... So I guess it's like a kind of a slow realization that they are in fact all in this together. And it's not a team versus team thing, but it's all of them having to work together thing. At least that's what I'm assuming. I could be wrong. So that's the frog temple that Aradia, I think, vandalized earlier. Well, I'm glad you enjoy it, Cats. I've been doing this since May, every week. And I am enjoying it so far. You like watching me suffer. Well, I'm glad I can entertain you with my suffering. Though the signs pointed to 2 distinct sessions, 2 sets of Mystic Ruins, 2 opposing teams, 2 separate chains of connected players, this was all misleading. Yo, Cole Reigns, happy Saturday! How's it going? Oh dear, why are people making faces in chat? Oh, this is interesting. They're like overlaying the 2 things to show a combined, like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, like, spire thingers. But why is there one on the outside, though? Why is there one on the outside of the circle? That is... Or actually, hang on, it looks like... But there's, like, one red spire, like, by the red frog, there's, like, a spire and, like, a tiny spire attached to that one. So that's like... That's interesting. Anyway, I'm overthinking. I'm probably overthinking this. Yes, cats, I am doing this. I do this every Saturday at 10 a.m. Central Time. So, I also play games during the week as well. Like, I stream Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I'm playing To the Moon and West of Loathing right now. Pretty soon I'm going to be playing Chrono Cross and Suikoden 2, so... But anyway, thank you for the follow, cats! Yay! Huzzah! One of these things is not like the others. Interesting. Let's see. Alright. You were joining a particularly unusual bifurcated session, meant from the start to receive all 12 players through 2 separate connection chains. A session with 1 Skya, about which 12 planets would circle. With 1 army of dark and 1 of light. With 1 pair of kings and 1 pair of queens, and with 1 cantankerous archagent and his typical disdain for authority. It wouldn't be until later in the session, when the full chain was nearly closed, that you would realize the truth. The truth was, it had always been the same session all along, that your teams were not competing, but cooperating toward a common goal. Oh, okay. That's That's what I thought. Oh, is it early, cats? I just now started. This is my normal time, so if right now is early for you, then I'm sorry. No, Seth, I mean every Saturday. In the more drawn-out form of this adventure's narrative, figuring this out would have been a huge deal. We would have been completely blown away by this stunning revelation. Wow, same session all along. Really? Huh. I don't know if that's actually that shocking. Anyway. Yes, that is true. I do archive the streams on YouTube. I have to catch up with that. I'm terrible at archiving my YouTube streams. Like, I do it like every couple of weeks. I am like, oh right, I have to back up everything, and I just back up everything all at once. Oh, you live in the Pacific time? Yep, that'd do it. So it's like 8 a.m. your time is when I start. But since we've decided to engage this epic in shorthand, you feel you must insist that we continue with this expository interlude. I like the fourth wall breaking that's going on here. It would turn out the arrangement of planets looked like this, rather. Bifurcated from each other, each team appearing to comprise a distinct chain in a distinct session without the luxury of the complete picture we see here. It appeared that way until it was time to link the 2 chains, completing the circuit of 12 and uniting the teams. For these final 2 links, Skya had a plan, as it did with the order of every preceding link, and as it did with the paradoxical seeding of its own players on the surface of the planet it would later devastate to buy itself time. Its plan was as inescapable as all others, as inevitable as the reckoning it would ultimately face. Mobius double reach around. Wait, what's going on here? So, if I start at, the beginning of the blue chain, goes to the end of the blue chain, and then it does, this loop thing through Skya into the start of the red chain, and then it does this loop thing through Skya back to the start of the blue chain. Interesting. I guess the way that's set up makes sense because, like, they thought they were making, like, 2 separate loops. So, like, the end of the blue chain, like, technically has to, like, connect to the start of the blue chain, but I suppose it sort of does that through the red chain and vice versa. So, like, Mobius double reach around. But I guess we'll get an explanation here. After watching the phrases Mobius double and reach around toggle for a few minutes while in a sort of stupor, you finally snap out of it. Your attention drifts toward these 2 symbols. You would try to be these mysterious characters, but you suspect you would fail, so you don't bother. They're way too mysterious for you to be them yet. Seriously, what's up with these guys? Do they live underwater or something? What's their deal? I think they literally do, don't they? At least one of them do. We'll learn all about them a little later. For that matter, what about this young lady? What is her deal? We'll probably find out about her later, too. It will probably be quite some time before you get to be her. It could very well be pages and pages and pages, and pages and pages and pages. Seriously, it could take forever, but it's not going to, is it? It's going to happen right now. Your name is Kanaya Mariam. Is it Mariam? Mariam? What is the canonical pronunciation? Anyway, this is which troll is this? Is this Grim Auxiliatrix? You are one of the few of your kind who can withstand the blistering Alternian sun. Oh, I got the name right the first time? Cool. So, Kanaya is just the important one. Oh, she's the one with the chainsaw. That's awesome. Yes, chainsaw troll. Anyway, you are one of the few of your kind who has taken a shining to landscaping. You have cultivated a lush oasis around your hive, and in particular, you have honed your craft through the art of... what is that? How is that pronounced? Topiary? Topiary? Is it Auxiliatrix? Auxiliatrix? Topiary. Okay, thank you. Let's see. Through the art of topiary, sculpting your trees to match the puffy oracles from your dreams. You have embraced the tool of this trade, which conveniently is the weapon of choice for those who would hunt the heinous broods of the undead, which crawl from the sand at sunrise to feast on the light and the living. Auxiliatrix. Okay, thanks, cats. And thank you, Jelly, for the pronunciations of everything. It would be convenient if you actually hunted them, but it is, of course, far too dangerous. Every bit as suicidal as attempting to poach the terrible muscle beasts who roam at night. So you indulge in your bright fascination with the grim through literature. I didn't read that correctly. I think I understand now. So you indulge in your bright fascination with the grim through literature. Just before the sun goes down, and you join your flora in rest, you immerse yourself in tales of rainbow drinkers, and shadow droppers, and forbidden passion. You are one of the few of your kind with jade green blood. As such, you are one of the few who would be selected and raised by a virgin mother grub, an event so rare as to elude documented precedent. She would defend you from desert threats, and though her life would be short, in time, you would assure her of progeny. Do I know what a rainbow drinker is? I don't think I do. Is it spoilery to tell me what a rainbow drinker is? Because if it's spoilery, I do not want to know. You are one of the few of your kind whose affection for the aesthetic strongly overpowers... you are one of the few of your kind whose affection for the aesthetic strongly overpowers instinctive regard for the utilitarian. As such... you are one of the few of your kind who has developed a zeal for the fashion and design of lively, colorful patterns. You decorate your hive with flora and fabric, as delicately or aggressively as inspiration demands. You are a seamstress, or a rag ripper, or a tree trimmer, or a lumberjack, whichever you care to be. And your unique hive is equipped with a great supply of advanced technology to accommodate your interests. The technology, and indeed the hive itself, were all recovered from the ruins nearby when you were very young. The seed of your hive was deployed on the volcanic rocks beneath the sand with the assistance of your Lucis and her remarkable burrowing skills, and you have lived there happily together since. It will be explained? Okay, perfect. You know the ruins in the hive and everything here that is not sand and rock originated from the world of your dreams. Ooh, the world of her dreams, you say. You also know that one day you will visit this world while you are awake. That day is today. Your troll tag is Grim Auxiliatrix, and you tend to enunciate each word you speak very clearly and carefully. What do you do? Alright, so this is Kanaya. Let me put that down in my notes. I have a Google Doc open whereby I take notes on Homestuck things so I can remember Homestuck things. Because Homestuck is complicated. Homestuck is Homestuck, you see. Alright. Kanaya, equip chainsaw. What chainsaw? You're quite sure there's no chainsaw leaning on that bookshelf. There is, however, a tube of lipstick on the floor. Fine. Equip that then. So, Coleraines, I only just started taking notes. Like, I should have started taking notes, like, way back at the beginning. But, like, right now, I'm just keeping track of, like, the names of the trolls, because there's, like, 12 of them. The names of the trolls and their associated, troll tags. And I also have a note about who Doc Scratch is, because I just found out who Doc Scratch is last time. So, not very much, but, like, I'm just taking notes from now on. So... Zim Auxiliatrix. Thanks, Carthage. Thank you. I appreciate that. Alright, let's settle down. No need to get hysterical. Oh, there goes your wardrobe afire again. Never a dull moment in fashion when the randomized cycle is on. Tara, what you doing, girl? Just getting up and turning around and going back to your same spot. Aww. Look how cute she is, guys. Look how adorable my dog is. She is adorable. Oh, it looks like Vivi is napping atop the cat tree in the background there. I don't know where Steiner... Oh, Steiner's probably still on Tara's bed. That's right. Anyway. I love my fur babies. Alright, Kanaya, apply the lipstick. You can choose between your trademark jade or black, even though a troll's lips are naturally black. But they can always be blacker, and a lady with a true sense of style knows this. In any case, you think you'll mix things up and go with green for a while. Yep, she had to get up and stretch. Her clothes are gonna change, like, every, like, 2 panels or something, aren't they? Alright. Kanaya, answer CC. Cuttlefish color. Oh, we don't really know much about cuttlefish color yet, do we? Began trolling Grim Auxiliatrix. So I don't know what kind of voice I should do for cuttlefish color because we have not met them yet. So I need your guys' help. Like, what kind of how does cuttlefish color speak, do you think? Like, in your mind? Otherwise, I could just take a stab at it. I could just, like, talk like... Because clearly there's underwater. Just very excitable? Okay. So something like, hello, Kanaya! Glub, 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 glub. I can't really control the globs. Bubbly? Bubbly. Okay. Bubbly. Bubbly, bubbly, bubbly. I'll work on it. Hello! Hey. Kanaya! Glub, 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 glub. You seem more excited than usual. Or less. I can't tell. Help me tell without saying glub. Glub, 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 glub. I'm going to type this face now. Even though no one knows how to make a mouth do a question shape like that. Sorry! I can't really control the glubs. Yes, you can. But that's fine. You can glub to the content of your collapsing and expanding bladder-based aquatic vascular system, if it means you are excited about something. I am excited! Okay, why? Everything we are about to do next is exciting! It is always exciting! I'm excited! Dead! Pachoo! It looks like one of your letters got away from you. Ha! Yeah, I really launched that one. It is a little difficult to read Cuttlefish color because clearly the H's are just inverted parentheses. I know, I'm working on the voice, guys. If I need to rein it in a little bit. You forked an innocent D loitering over there by the shout pool, minding its own business. Hee hee! Glub, glub, glub! Hey, let's stop being silly for a minute. Cuttlefish is female? Okay. Hey, let's stop being silly for a minute. Yeah, sure. I am just worked up about this game. It will be great. I have been waiting a long time to get started. We all have. I thought so. I have been cloaked in a mood of perpetual anticipation for some time as well. We should compare notes, even though we're on different teams. Well, not really. Really? See, this is why we should be comparing notes. What notes would you like to submit for comparison? Well, I think I'm going to join my team. Well, I am going to join my team pretty late. I think I have to. I will need to connect after my goofball Moirail does. Moirail? 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 I'll just go with Moirail. After my goofball Moirail does, so I can keep my goggles on. So I can keep my goggles on his nefarious escapades. That was a weird sentence. It's a tough job, but it's important. Everyone has an important job to do. Yeah. Isn't that what you're doing too? Joining late to keep an eye on yours? I don't know for a fact that she is mine. Moirail. Okay, thank you, Cats. Haha, you're not supposed to know for a fact, dummy. You just do what you think is right. And even if you were wrong, the worst that happened was you helped somebody and helped the whole world too. I know, but what if I don't really want her to be that? Glub, 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 shrug! Yeah, glub, glub, shrug is the right attitude, I think. Our minds are already made up anyway, aren't they? Yes, probably. Your clouds tell you everything, so what do you even have to worry about? They don't tell me everything, just as I am sure she doesn't whisper everything to you. That's true. Oh, shucks, now I'm going to get sad. She will be gone soon. Though, I guess it will be a relief not to have to worry about keeping her voice down anymore. I wonder if any other kid on the planet has as many burdens in the fire as you. I doubt it. They aren't burdens? Okay, I guess they are. But I love them, and I wouldn't have it any other way, because this is why I'm here. On that note, I think I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to go say goodbye to her. Maybe you should too while you have the chance. Even though I'll see her again soon, which still seems kind of strange to me. But that's why this is all so exciting! Kanaya, bye! Oh man. Hey, thanks, Seth! Kanaya, check on your Lucis. You had nearly forgotten. Today her time would come. Maybe you should be there in her final moment. But then it isn't exactly final, is it? Death is pretty confusing without the finality. I suppose that's, like, generally true. So she's looking out the window. It's too late. You better change back into your work clothes. No point in getting a good dress dirty. She brought you this far. Now live up to your end of the bargain. Oh. It's so sad that all these Lucises are dying. Kanaya, operate. Oh, so she's like drawing a... So she drew like a little dashed line on her Lucis with her lipstick. Oh god, and she's gonna chainsaw. Oh dear. Oh, there's an incision there. What is she doing? What is that thing she just pulled out? I suppose we'll find out in a moment. But that's kind of gross. Kanaya, capture log that thing. You secure the matriorb through your chastity modus, safe and sound. You will serendipitously discover the key to unlock this card when and only when you are ready to use this item, and not a moment before. Matriorb. So I wonder if that's how there is progeny. Look at this mess. All this blood and sunlight is stirring bright feelings within. You often fantasize about being a true rainbow drinker from your literature. It would be a life of darting between the shadows, of persecution and being misunderstood, and of romance. Oh, but which type of romance, though? Oh, by the way, so it occurred to me after a previous stream when they talked about, like, there are 4 different kinds of romance, and when Equius and, Iradia, like, well, Robot Iradia, like, hooked up, and we saw, like, the ship wall in Nepeta's room, I noticed that, like, some of the relationships were marked by, like, hearts, and some were marked by, oh, what was it? Was it clubs? It was like clubs or spades or something. But it occurred to me that, oh, if there are 4 different types of romance, maybe they are each, they must I'm guessing they correspond with, like, the 4 different card suits. Like, there's, like, heart romance, and spade romance, and club romance, and diamond romance. Something like that. I suspect that's what's going on. Anyway. You would, let's see, and of romance. You would drink heavily from its multicolored well, and the hemospectrum would be your wine list, preceding the great feast of passion. Seriously, couldn't hurt. While no one is looking. Just a taste. So she's gonna taste her own blood? Blah! Okay, I guess it doesn't taste very good. Alright, Kanaya. Meddle with Moirail. Yeah, that's what I was guessing, Jelly Possums. So Rainbow Drinker is someone who, like, drinks all the different colors of blood on the hemospectrum. Let's see. AG. Wait, which one is AG again? Oh, that's Vriska. What? Just wanted to know, is your Lucis dead yet? You then proceed to have the rest of this conversation we already read, bugging and fussing and meddling through the special and magical union that one can only describe as being in Moir allegiance with another. There's some really strange words in Homestuck that are hard to pronounce. At least, you guess that's how you would describe it. Maybe. Troll romance sure is confusing. Oh, so the Moirail is like a type of romance as well. Troll romance is confusing. Moirail allegiance. Thanks, Carthage. You will put her out of your mind for a while. It should be hours before you have to connect with her anyway. Might as well pack this thing up and head inside. Oh, what now? What could this guy want? It never ends. Alright. Answer C8. Oh, that's Caligula's aquarium. Alright. So I don't think I've done a voice for Caligula's aquarium yet. So how does Caligula's aquarium talk? I don't know, Carthage. I do not recall. Caligula's aquarium pronounces 2 V's as a W. Snobby? A British accent. Okay. Let's see. Can't make her talk to me. Do something. Like that. So let me just try this out a little bit. With a few lines of his dialogue. So help me out. Tell her to talk to me. I think she blocked me. You got to. Alright, cool. I'll go with that then. Okay, I'll start at the beginning here. See, Can, make her talk to me. Do something. Who? You're no good. You're no good. Wait, he pronounces two V's as a W. So like, so when I see Connivin here, does he pronounce it Connivin? You're no good, Connivin, fucking backstabbing girl crush. That's who. Okay. So wait, does he pronounce two W's as like just regular W as well? Overstating our relationship won't make me feel very cooperative. It's paler red than that, okay? Oh, I think the album we were listening to has ended, so let's go to... Let's do Volume 8. Okay. Where was I? Let me go back to... Okay, overstating our relationship won't make me feel very cooperative. It's paler red than that, okay? Psh, that is a fucking laugh, and you know it. Everyone does. Wait. That is so awkward to pronounce everyone while trying to pronounce V as a W. I'm just gonna skip that. So, help me out. Tell her to talk to me. I think she blocked me. You got to. So Cole Reigns, is it like wah-wah? So, like, for example, who would actually be pronounced as, like, wahoo? Like, woohoo! Interesting. Fire... I don't understand. Why they have all these little... They have all these little quirks. There's so many quirks to everything. Where was I? Okay. Why do I got to? I don't got to, and every time you take my help for granted, I feel like I got to a little less. Whatever! You are so the willage to woo a wheel device when it comes to hospitality. Are you guys sure? Are you guys sure this is how he pronounces stuff? Like, are you totally sure about this? Because this is ridiculous. This is like... This goes, like, against all sane conventions of pronunciation. Okay, I'm just gonna state for the record that this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, I'm gonna carry on. You can't let a grudge go by, so you won't stick your busy stem betwixt. So get with the program, Fussy Fangs. I feel like I'm having a stroke right now, Blitzy. It's like... What's the difference between having a stroke and reading Homestuck out loud? Because I honestly don't know. Anyway. If your slander weren't so predictable, I'd block you too for saying that. Has it occurred to you she may have blocked you because you are very overbearing? Oh, now she's being mocking. I just said that aloud now in your silly accent and had a private moment of enjoyment. Woohoo gives. Woohoo gives. How do you pronounce gives? How do you pronounce gives pronouncing a V as a W? I don't even know how to pronounce that. What? What? No. What? Woohoo gives. Woohoo gives a shit. Why she blocked me, or about my fucking manners. Come on, you got away with her. Oh man. Oh my god. I figure if you're going to auspicitize any two woo brine suckers who sneer at each other in a funny way, you might as well make it official and be ours, right? No, Jelly, I need to read it this way. If that's how it's pronounced, I have to do it. I have to do it, Jelly. There's no option. There is no option. No, I'm doing the shtick. You guys don't understand. If this is how it's done, I'm doing it this way. Because it's making me laugh, too. Like, I know I'm acting, like, frustrated and ticked off, but actually it's increasingly funny to me. Let's see. Your black solicitation just seems really indecent. What do you want from her, anyway? She made me something per a prior arrangement. She will deliver it when we meet in this game, but I don't know what the logistics are yet. I'm trying to connoiter. I'm trying to connoiter with her here, but she's blowing me off again. Fickle dirt scrapping land hag. What is it? Khan, stupid. Well, what do you think it is? What do you think? It's a fucking gizmo to blow up the world or something. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, not that, obviously. But something that'll kill all the land dwellers. Well, what else would I be after? I'm definitely sacrificing, proper emphasis and enunciation for doing the verbal tics. But I don't really care. Can you just for a moment entertain the thoughts of one untouched by a megalomaniacal derangement, and tell me why I'd want to assist you with that? Well, I'm not going to very well kill you, am I? That would be fucking unconscionable. Well, what kind of friend would I be? Also, speculate for a moment that self-preservation might not be what would sway my decision. Yeah, go ahead and kiss us off, but there'll be blood on your hands. You could either play along as our auspicious and do a little mediating like you were fucking hatched to, or we'll watch she and me devolve into fucking full-fledged kissmesises. That's right, kissmesises. The kind like you don't get once in 10,000 sweeps. You know, see, no-o? I think no-o. You know, that's what it would be. There would be rainbow rivers running through star systems, and all nebulizing like liquid fireworks. It will be beautiful and heartbreaking all at once. You should read up on your history instead of pouring through that god-awful sunny rubbish. It's just laborious listening to this. I'm sorry, none of it matters. Yeah, it does. It's important. Yeah, it does. It's important. Sorry, but the fate of the race and purity of the bloodline is important. Excuse me for being concerned. Yeah, it really is Carthage. I know. But you really should know by now the world will end tonight regardless. Land and sea dwellers alike will all die, because of the game we are about to play. And I agree the fate of the race is important, but it's in my hands now. All of ours, really. Huh. Well, okay. Really. Ordinarily, I'd call bullshit on terrible stinking BS like that, but I know you don't really lie about stuff. Unless it's to yourself. But that's why I bother even talking to you. Also what's throwing me off is he uses no periods, commas, and stuff like that, so it's really hard to tell where things should really stop and start. Oh man. I imagine it must take a lot of practice to get this guy's tics down. Ordinarily, I'd call bullshit on terrible stinking BS like that, but I know you can't really lie about stuff. Unless it's to yourself. But that's why I bother even talking to you. I wouldn't even be here saying any of this otherwise. So, did your clouds tell you that? The doomsday scenario in particular, no, not exactly. I got clouds, and they don't tell me shit. They hide nothing but misfortune and monstrosities. Fucking pain in the ass, fucking clouds. So, how do you know then? I have another source. Okay. Well, you are jacked... Sorry. Okay. Well, you are jacked tight the fuck into this thing in so many ways. I don't know what to say anymore. Well, whatever. We'll just play and find out, I guess. So, you can tell her to talk to me anyway. No. God damn it! She and me are teammates. Well, we got to have a powwow. Powwow. Powwow is like really jacked up. We got to have a powwow or something. Oh my gosh. You aren't actually on the same team. Fuck. Fine, I get it. I'll step off. You don't want to be our auspicious. In case you don't want to get locked into that sort of relation with her. I can respect that. No, that's not it. Yeah, it is. Your real feelings run pretty a waffle? Ruddy, methinks. Everybody knows it. Especially that ass-blood Carcat. He and me how you so pegged about that, it's upright silly. But it's cool. It's totally fine. Don't worry. I'll leave you alone and give you a shot. It's unbelievable. Her patience. What? Whoa. Wait. Woohoo. Never mind. Okay, wait. Did she talk to you today? What did she say? Or glub, or whatever? Something about longing to touch you indiscreetly. What? and that she's basically in the scarlet throes for you, as deep in the flushed quadrant as one can be. Well, wait, did she actually say that in confidence, to the letter? Can you copy exactly what she said? Absolutely not. This is bullshit. You're BSing me in some way a waffle. You don't lie, but you do tease, and I'll transfuse my kick-ass royal blood out with incontinent muscle beast discharge if I won't know when I'm getting hooked. Yeah, she's just a concerned moirail, looking out for you, that's all. Oh, whoa, fuck. See, I'm telling you, you got to play your cards right. What do you mean? You're not Sawa. You're not. So there's like 4 V's there, which means it's like 2 W's. I'm just gonna go. If you're not Sawi enough about how you define yourself to people, you can just splash into the Moirail zone before you know which way's upward. Oh, Khan, it's hard. What? Being a kid and growing up. It's hard and nobody understands. Well, that was a conversation. Oh my god. God, Caligula Aquarium. That is really challenging. But it's also really fun to try and do that voice. I'm gonna need a lot more work on that, clearly. Anyway, thank you all for putting up with that. I appreciate it. Anyway, there's a lot to do before you enter. There will be a lot of people to talk to and help along the way. No, not meddle with or mediate. Help, damn it! You are very helpful. You have a lot of inside information on what you and your co-players are about to face. You are jacked tight the fuck into this thing in so many ways, we don't know what to say anymore. And it's not just cloud visions either. You have another source. Yes, as was just established in that conversation, as far as I can tell. Anyway, you have another source. Hello, what's that? What's that purple thinger? Wait, is this Rose's walkthrough? Oh my gosh, there's like RL in the background, Rose Lalonde. In one dream, the clouds pointed you to the address of a Surtur hidden in an obscure pocket of a realm unknowable to mortals. It contains a journal written by a young member of an alien species. She has documented her experiences playing the game you're about to play. Oh, snap! And that's right, because, like, time doesn't really matter in Homestuck now, does it? So, like, Rose... So, the 4 kids from Earth did their session, like well in the future, like... relative to the trolls, right? So even though Rose, like... But the trolls, like time doesn't really matter to the trolls because they, like, experience... They can, like, go to any point in their timeline and, like, experience everything out of order for the Earth kids. So even though Rose, like, writes the walkthrough, like, way off in the future, the trolls can access it still. So this makes sense. Hey, Serious Inc. No, yeah, I only didn't stream on Wednesday, actually. I think I still said I was going to stream on Saturday, because I got back last night, so. But anyway, I'm glad you're here, yay! Because time travel Facebook chat, yes. That's basically what it is, isn't it, Jelly? Anyway. So, let's see. She has documented her experiences playing the game you are about to play. You can only assume this took place a long time ago. This race is likely ancient, preceding yours by millions of sweeps. Maybe billions! You like to try to imagine the adventures of these players. Were they successful in repopulating their race? Did they manage to protect their matriorb and hatch a new mother grub? Could they hold it together, or were they torn apart by the complex social dynamics? The mate spirit ships and Moira allegiances and how's this pronounced? Auspisticisms and kiss. I think it's pronounced kismecitudes. That will surely plague your group along the way. You have little doubt they succeeded with flying colors. Oh, it's cool, Serious Inc. I don't expect you to keep track of my life. I don't expect anyone to keep track of my life. Except for me! You have little doubt their victory was because of their leader, a great heroine, the Tentacle Therapist. From what she recorded, it seems the group had very little knowledge of what they were getting into. And yet they appear to have been the only of their kind to have risen to the challenge in a session stacked heavily against them. You are convinced her leadership was the difference. It would be nice to have the chance to talk to her. Alas, she's likely been dead for millennia. Only the incomplete record of a long-forgotten quest remains. On the other hand, if you were to discover her quest ended in failure, it might be somewhat disillusioning. But that thought never crossed your mind. Tavros! Enter. Having narrowly dodged obliteration, you take your place as the Page of Breath in the land of Sand and Zephyr. And in time... Tavros! Go outside and look what I built for you. You are going to flip. Okay. I think this is probably meant to antagonize me. What are you talking about? Look at my beautiful building. Don't you think it's about time someone got a little creative with this game? Maybe? Everyone always wants to do things the boring way. Didn't we make a truce, Tavros, that we would try to be less boring from now on? You don't want to break your truce with me, do you, Tavros? No. Great, now get climbing. Please don't read this as a boring thing, I hope, but it's physically impossible to do that, mostly. Right, he can't really climb, can he? Man, I knew it. Toria Snooze is back in action. Why don't you, in like a not boring way, build more inclined surfaces like you did over there? Maybe you could color them with fun colors, so you won't think they're boring and get angry at me some more. I built that ramp because we were in a hurry to save your life, remember? A dead Tavros is even more boring than an alive and crippled Tavros, by a slim margin. My stair structure is lovely, and I'm not changing it. Now hop out of your wheel device and get climbing. Climbing. Or crawling, whatever. Stop being so helpless, it's pathetic.
It will take a long time.
What's the rush? You're in the game, safe and sound. Look in the sky. Do you see any meteors? I sure don't.
But there are imps around, and I'll be sort of defenseless lying down on the stairs.
You did not just use that excuse. We both know you can commune with these things. Hey, why don't you psychically command them to carry you up? Oh my god, that is a great idea! Once again, leave it to Vriska to come up with the creative solutions.
I wouldn't really want to make them do that. I just don't understand why we can't do this the easy way.
What good would that do you? Whatever the purpose of this game is, it makes you work hard for it. That way you become stronger along the way, and you are better prepared for whatever's next. Remember when we used to flarp together? It was the exact same principle, and that's why you were always outmatched. You were too soft and not well prepared. Nothing comes easy, Tavros. That's why we go through the trials in the brooding caverns when we are young, to make sure we are strong when we come out. Do you remember the trials, Tavros?
Not very well, no.
Well, I do, and they were a bitch. But now that I think about it, it would make perfect sense if your trials were really easy by some mistake. That is why you're such a soggy phlegm sponge, and why you got picked by such a sad, frail little Lucis. But that's okay. It probably wasn't your fault. Just a bad break. You're lucky to have me as a server player, so I can challenge you and help you get strong. Yeah, even though, like, she tried to murder him. Pfft. Now hop out of that seat and get climbing. I will deliver the device to you once you're at the top. Climb, pupa! Climb!
Maybe I should ask Tinkerbell about this. He's really smart now that he can talk.
No! You don't need help from your lame bull fairy. He's only holding you back.
He's my friend.
God. Pathetic. This is getting frustrating. Why did I have to get stuck with the cripple? Just my luck. Tavros does need a hug. Do you have any idea how inconvenient this is? Do you have any sympathy for what I'm dealing with here? You're so inconsiderate. You just sit there looking smug. It's infuriating to look at you. You haven't even thanked me, or apologized for that matter.
Thanks, Vriska, for saving my life. It sure was brave and heroic and pretty of you. Also,
I am sorry from the bottom of my nook. Seriously, how hard would that have been?
Okay, thanks, I guess. But, sorry for what?
For being crippled, you ass!
You want me to apologize for being paralyzed?
Yes, say you're sorry.
I don't mean to be rude or boring, but that's ridiculous given, the circumstances.
Bullshit! It's something called basic decency and civility, you fudge-blooded boor. Now get down on your useless wobbly knees and apologize.
No, I don't want to.
Huh? Oh gosh. Is Vriska like messing with him with her cursor? Apologize, pupa! Apologize! Say you're sorry for being a cripple! Whee! Tavros, summon Rufio. Now she's done it. She has awoken the mighty inner fury that is Rufio! Gosh. So basically, this is like the troll version of Hook. Rufio! Rufio! But unfortunately, Rufio is not real. He's imaginary. A fake. Like a made-up friend, the way fairies are. You continue to be sad and alone. Oh, Tavros. Poor Tavros. Vriska, why are you being a jerk? Why are you being such a jerk, Vriska? Oh my gosh. Someone is nudging Frisco the toilet. Or her, not, actually it looks like a toilet, but I don't know if it actually is a toilet. Do they even have toilets? Do trolls use toilets? Do trolls go to the bathroom? I don't think I actually really know that about trolls. But it sure looks like a toilet. Oh, hold on a sec. Alright. Anyway, Kanaya, meditate. That is in fact a toilet. Okay.
Hey, what's your deal? Shouldn't you be helping me out of this jam instead of fussing with my plumbing? Just presenting a floating reminder that Tavros will need plenty of inclined surfaces for his ascent. That's silly. I made so many ramps you wouldn't even believe it. I specifically decided I wanted to build something ugly and boring. It is now the land of ramps and yawns. He's reported otherwise. That lousy snitch! Maybe I should take his computer away so he can't go crying to Fussy Fangs anymore. Maybe I should upend this load gaper over your head. No, don't! I'm still learning the interface. It could happen accidentally at any moment. I'm only trying to help him. Think of another way to help.
Yes, coffee. Excellent. Good, good, good.
Fine. I'll do something nice. I have an idea. I will be right back. And for the record, I was going to do this anyway. I was just trying to make him a better player first. Okay. In the meantime, how about I serve my client player the way I think is best, and you can do the same for yours?
I thought I was. Alright, Frisco, scurry down the stairs. Scurry like a spider. That is like a crap ton of gold and jewels. You make your way down to one of your innumerable loot strongholds, where you stash riches and gold and jewels and prizes plundered during your campaigns. There they are, your rocket boots. You must confess you will find favor with just about any kind of footwear, as long as it is bright red. You would wear these striking boots even if they were broken pieces of junk, but as it happens, they work just fine, and they are awesome. Man, rocket boots, that sounds cool. I like the sound of rocket boots. Alright. Vriska, take them. And then we'll go back up. Quit cleaning up after me! You are so ridiculous! That's so funny. Like while she was downstairs, is it her server player or her client player? Her server player, I think. Oh, whatever the relationship is. Point is, someone was cleaning up her room for her. Alright, Vriska, get code. Shake. Oh, cool, so she shakes the 8-ball and she gets the item code for whatever the item is that's in there. That's awesome. And she sends it to Tavros, who can alchemize. Oh my gosh, he built a rocket car! That is fantastic. Fly, pupa, fly! She's taking a really circuitous route to get up there, but that is awesome. Fly! And again, in time. Oh, there's Tavros again. Is he being pursued by like the hordes of imps? Or are they just following him? Lead fearsome entourage into ruins. Oh, right, because he can commune with them. That's right. Oh, interesting. So the frog symbol is like inside these ruins. And there's like pieces attached. I wonder what this means. Tavros, confer with teammate. Let's see, so this is Oh yeah, so Tavros is conferring with Vriska again.
Yes, another piece fits. We're making some strict progress on this puzzle. Oh, that's cool, I guess. So, where do you think is the next one? I don't know. Probably buried in the stupid sand somewhere. Probably buried in the stupid sand somewhere, like all the others. Okay, that's mostly what I was thinking too, but it suddenly doesn't sound like you think the puzzle is cool. The puzzle sucks! All these puzzles suck! And if I have to help you put one more dumb slab of boring rock into another stupid wall indentation, I am going to put an indentation in my desk with my face! But it looks like a frog, and that's kind of fun. Snore! These puzzles are for wigglers. I solved way better puzzles than this in my heyday as Mindfang. Oh, look, some ruins. Oh, look, another mysterious recess in the wall. I wonder if something fits in there. It probably just opens a secret passage to more wall indentations. I am so over this puzzle. But they are necessary to solve, aren't they? To find new magic artifacts and things and learn more about the lore of this land? Tavros, let me let you in on a little secret about the lore of your land. It's boring! Ah! The minds of your consorts are very soft and impressionable. As easily manipulated as all those imps you've been bossing around. I have picked apart their tiny little lizard brains and seen through all the smoke and mirrors of their riddles. I have gotten to the truth they are guarding. The great big mystery behind this planet. And you know what it is, Tavros? No, it's bullshit. Meaningless, boring, fanciful bullshit wrapped in flowery poems to keep you guessing. It all leads to one thing anyway, and that's what we should put our attention on. Real gamers cut to the chase. They power through all the nonsense and go for the gold. They cheat, Tavros. It is time you learn to start cheating. I thought I kind of was cheating by making friends with monsters. Well, it's a good start. You are bending the rules and getting stuff done. Okay, I will admit, I'm fairly impressed with your progress so far, even though you still probably haven't killed a single enemy.
So Tavros is like totally doing the pacifist route on this.
No, don't bother. I know you haven't, but maybe that's okay. Maybe it's just your style. And your real strength is surrounding yourself with allies who are much stronger than you. Like me. I'm sure there is more than one way up the echelon. In your case, probably the only way is to roll gently up the entry ramp. The path of the invalid. Yeah, I agree. But I think it's time to stop fucking around. You need to be challenged more. I've been designing a quest for you that should test your true limits. Oh, is that what you're doing all this time? Yes. I mean, not that I don't appreciate it, but don't you have your own quest to do? Yeah, well, after she got me in the game, Kanaya just left me in the lurch. Probably because she's dealing with her own crisis now. Which is just as well, because I was starting to get nannied hard. You wouldn't even believe it. Nannied? So, I had some time to kill. I drew you a map. Whoa! Here, take a look. It marks what will be your new destination, where you will find the ultimate challenge.
Alright, Tavros, look at the map. So, more boring puzzles, ignore them. Oh, Tavros is down at the bottom here. There's a cave in the bottom right that is apparently a big snooze fest. Upper right corner, to the 7th gate, go here. So wait, didn't he just like go through the first gate? Or is he already ready to go to the 7th gate? It's probably not... I'm guessing it's probably not a good idea for Tavros to go to the 7th gate right now. If it's anything like what John experienced, this is a bad idea.
Where does it go? I've determined from your consorts that there is a terrible monster deep underground. It guards a hoard of treasure bigger than either of us can imagine. It's called a denizen, and it's the boss of your whole planet. Tavros, you will go and face your denizen. Won't that be too difficult? It will be the most powerful adversary you have ever met, but you can handle it. I believe in you. Thanks. I mean, I respect that you have lots of piratey bravado about stuff and you type fast about it, but I think this is foolish and not sensible. I will probably just get killed, realistically. Maybe. That is the risk you take by being a brave adventurer, but it is a good opportunity to apply your cunning. Maybe you can rally a huge army to bend to your will and overwhelm the monster? Who knows? It's up to you. This is it, Tavros. It's time to sink or swim. I should get Kanaya's advice. Or maybe Karkat, since he is the leader. No! Oh god, every time! Always going and getting to others to bail you out. Anyway, Kanaya is missing in action, and Karkat has his head up his nook with his new stabby hate friend. Neither can help you. It's just hard to figure out if you really think this is a good idea strategically, or if it's just more of the thing where you harass me but sound excited about it. Tavros, I know nobody believes me about this, probably not even a gullible dope like you, but I actually care about your advancement as a player. Everything I have done has been to make you stronger. Okay, I still don't know what to believe about that. You are useless. I'm done talking about this. Now shut up and point that cherry vehicle of yours toward the X on that map. Next stop, Gate 7. Let's go. This isn't optional. You know very well that I can make you go to that gate whether you want to or not, but I would rather it not have to come to that. What will it be? Advance or advance? Okay, I will go. Oh, one last thing. Equip your boy Skylark outfit. This will be Pupa's last stand. I mean sit.
This is not a good idea. This is not a good idea for Tavros. This is totally not a good idea. Alright, Tavros, point cherry vehicle toward X on map. Oh, it's like literally there's an X. It's like a windmill type thing. Crash! You proceed through what seems to be your second gate, into the land of maps and treasure. The Thief of Light lies in wait. Oh, holy cow, that's like... So he crashed like right into Vriska's place. Vriska, wake up. Oh my! It appears Pupa Pan himself is thrown through your window while you were asleep. How exciting! Surely he is here to take you away on the adventure of a lifetime. He is more dreamy and heroic than you ever imagined. But what's this? It seems the legendary boy Skylark has misplaced his shadow. He is looking everywhere for it, to no avail. He is having a devil of a time, what with being paralyzed from the waist down and all. He clearly needs your help. Vriska, help Pupa find Shadow. Pupa, you truly are a silly goose. Your shadow has been trapped underneath your useless torso the whole time. Honestly, where else would it be? Would it be, you stupid sack of shit? Oh, poor Tavros. So hold on. This is a... So is this is actual Vriska, not like a dream Vriska, right? Like even though she was like we found her, she was like asleep and she just woke up. Like this is still same Vriska, right? She's just being like kind of a jerk. Of course, the secret to reuniting with your shadow is to get up and walk around and play and dance and frolic. Gotcha. Okay, that's what I thought. Your shadow will surely join in your gaiety. But it appears Pupa has lost the use of his legs. There will be no frolicking in this young man's future. Unless... Vriska, apply special stardust. Everyone knows that just a pinch of special stardust along with a happy thought will allow any boy to get up and walk again. Everyone knows this because it is in the classic tale, Pupa Pan. Young Pupa flies through the window of a fairy girl's respite block, falls on the floor, and has trouble getting up like an enormous pansy. The fairy girl then helps him walk again, and in return, he teaches her to fly, even though she probably already knows how to fly, because she's a fairy. They fly out of her window together and have magical adventures for many sweeps thereafter. Yo, Harp, what's up? Happy Saturday. To be honest, you hardly know a damn thing about Pupa Pan, but you do not care. Pupa remains as pathetic and useless as ever. The Stardust did nothing. Probably because it is just glittery powder with no magical properties whatsoever, and is basically bullshit. Because in case it wasn't clear, magic isn't real, and neither are miracles. Wait, the Twitch bot still thinks I'm playing To the Moon? What? Where does it say that? Oh, so Seth, what happened was No, actually, Seth, what happened was I started stream and I realized I hadn't changed it from To the Moon yet, so I stopped stream and changed the settings and then restarted stream. So that's probably what happened. Okay. Alright. Let's see. Because in case it wasn't clear, magic isn't real and neither are miracles. Or it could just be that Pupa has failed to have a happy thought. Your duty is clear. You will have to make him have happy thoughts. Friska, make Pupa have happy thoughts. Oh my. Oh dear. Cats, you're back from the deep dark. Oh goodness. Is it a heart or a spade? Dump! Oh, I guess it's not. Manipulate! Oh my gosh. Now his eyes are hearts. She's trying to... Oh my gosh. This does not seem consensual. Okay, slump. Okay. Kanaya, deal with your own crisis. Phew, crisis resolved. It was no doubt harrowing and suspenseful. But in the meantime, you have left your client player in the lurch. Ideally, she has not gotten herself into too much trouble. And ideally, the dramatic irony has not gotten so thick you could draw a dotted line on it with the tube of lipstick and cut it in half with a chainsaw. like how you literally perform surgery on your Lucis. Alright, Kanaya, return to the serving client. Vriska is sending some weird messages. And Kanaya looks kind of horrified at what's going on. So that's why she had you make this dress for her? And you went along with it just like a sucker? Ah, you are such an idiot! I was gonna say, Vriska was not wearing that dress earlier. Mother Sprite. There, sweetheart. Kanaya looks kind of... Kanaya looks really upset by this development. Kanaya, it's hard. Being a kid and growing up. It's hard and nobody understands. Try to understand. The problem is that when the subject of troll romance is broached, our sparing human intellects instantly assume the most ingratiating posture of surrender imaginable. But we will do our best to understand regardless. Humans have only one form of romance. Okay, so this is our explanation now, right? And though we consider it a complicated subject spanning a wide range of emotions, social conventions, and implications for reproduction, it is ultimately a superficial slice of what trolls consider the full body of romantic experience. Our concept of romance, in spite of its capacity to fill our art and literature and to rule our individual destinies like little else, is still just that. A single linear concept. A concept usually denoted by a single symbol. Heart. Troll romance is more complicated than that. Troll romance needs 4 symbols. So it does correspond with the different card symbols. Oh, so these are the quadrants you guys are talking about. Okay. So there's red romance and black romance. So that's like the y-axis is black and red romance. And The x-axis is it concupiscent? Concupiscent? And conciliatory. Okay. Their understanding of romance is divided into halves, and halved again, producing 4 quadrants. The flushed quadrant, the caliginous quadrant, the pale quadrant, and the ashen quadrant. Each quadrant is grouped by the half they share, whether horizontally or vertically, depending on the overlapping properties one examines. The sharpest dichotomy, from an emotional perspective, is drawn between red romance and black romance. Yes, math flashbacks. It is math. Red romance comprised of the flushed and pale quadrants. Okay, so I'm guessing flushed is the heart and pale is the diamond. Where was I? Red romance, comprised of the flushed and pale quadrants, is a form of romance rooted strongly in positive emotions. Black romance, with its caliginous and ashen quadrants, is rooted in the strongly negative. So, okay. On the other hand, the vertical bifurcation has to do with the purpose of the relationship, regardless of the emotions behind it. Those quadrants which are how is concupid? Oh, it's a soft G. Okay, caliginous. Concupiscent? How is that pronounced? I wonder if I can look that up actually. Concupiscent. Yes, it is concupiscent. Alright. What does it mean? Oh, filled with sexual desire and lustful. Okay. Those quadrants which are concupiscent, the flushed and caliginous, have to do with facilitating the elaborate reproductive cycle of trolls. Those which are conciliatory, the pale and ashen, would be more closely likened to platonic relationships by human standards. There are many parallels between human relationships and the various facets of troll romance. Humans have words to describe relationships of a negative nature or of a platonic nature. The difference is, for humans, those relationships would never be conceptually grouped with romance. Establishing those sort of relationships for humans is not driven by the same primal forces that drive our tendency to couple romantically. But for trolls, those primal forces involve themselves in the full palette of these relationships, red or black, torrid or friendly. Trolls typically feel strongly compelled to find balance in each quadrant and seek gratifying relationships that each describes. The challenge is particularly torturous for young trolls, who must reconcile the wide range of contradictory emotions associated with this matrix, while understanding the nature of their various romantic urges for the first time. Of course, young humans have this challenge too, but for trolls the challenge is fourfold. Oh god, that sounds awful. That sounds like the worst. Examine flushed quadrant. Oh, it's John's dad, bro, or something like that, and Rose's mom. When two individuals find themselves in the flushed quadrant together, they are said to be mate sprits. The mate spritship is the closest parallel to the human concepts of romance trolls have. It plays a role in the troll's reproductive cycle just as it does for humans. This is pretty obvious. Not much more needs to be said about this. Moving right along. Examine the caliginous quadrant. When a pair of adversaries delve into this quadrant, they become each other's kismesis. As one of the concupiscent quadrants, it plays a role in procreation as well. There is no particularly good human translation for this concept. The closest would be an especially potent arch rivalry. For instance, human players would never be able to adequately diagnose the relationship between the queen and her archagent, but troll players would immediately place it as a dead ringer for kismicitude. And they would think we were all pretty stupid for not getting it, and they would be right. Trolls have a complicated reproductive cycle. It's probably best not to examine it in much detail. The need to seek out concupiscent partners comes with more urgency than typical reproductive instincts. When the Imperial drone comes knocking, you had better be able to supply genetic material to each of his filial pales. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought, Vetras. That's kind of how I'm conceptualizing that. If you have nothing to offer, he will kill you without hesitation. The genetic material, without going into much detail, is a combinative genetic mix from the matesprit and kismesis pairs, respectively. The pales are all offered to the mother grub, who can only receive such pre-combined material. She then combines all of it into one incestuous slurry and begins her brooding. This doesn't mean the initial combination was for naught, however. In the slurry, more dominant genes rise to the fore, while the more recessive find less representation in the brood. Especially strong matesprit and kismesis pairings yield more dominant genetic material. The more powerful the complement or potent the rivalry, the more dominant the genes. Troll reproduction sure is weird. We all take a moment to lament how pedestrian the human reproductive system is, and further lament that the phrase incestuous slurry is not a feature of common parlance in the human civilization. Okay, so basically they need to have those two different types of romances in their lives in order to create the genetic material that will go to the mother grub in order for troll reproduction to manifest. And if they don't manage to get those genetic materials in time, they're killed. So like reproduction is like literally a life or death thing for everyone involved. Yeah, I figured that much, Jelly. Because everyone is like dumping all their genetic material into like one pot, so they are pretty much all related to each other. Anyway, let's examine the Ashen Quadrant. This quadrant involves a particular type of three-way relationship of a black romantic nature. Falling on the conciliatory side, it has no bearing on the reproductive cycle, except for indirect ramifications. When two trolls are locked in a feud or some otherwise contentious relationship, one can intervene and become their auspicious. The auspicious mediates between the two, playing the role of a peacekeeper, preventing the feud from boiling over into a fully colliginous rivalry. Since lesser feuds are quite common among trolls, there is a significant need for auspicing parties. Without them, too many Ashen feuds would become colliginous and begin to conflict with other exclusive kismesis relationships, leading to a great deal of social complexity and sore feelings, even more so than black romance usually involves. Without auspicitism, the result would be widespread black infidelity. Interesting. The relationships each quadrant describes tend to be malleable, if not volatile, especially on the concupiscent half, where more torrid emotions reside. It doesn't take much to flip a switch and transmute black rom feelings to red rom, and vice versa. In many cases, one party will have red feelings while the other has black, but it will often be the case that one party's feelings will swap to match the other's, since there is no quadrant which naturally accommodates such a disparity. But thereafter, it's not uncommon for the two to toggle between red and black in unison now and then. These scenarios naturally result in both red and black infidelities. This sort of relationship volatility is why conciliatory relationships are an important part of troll romance. An auspicious can stabilize particularly turbulent relationships. If the auspicious fails to mediate properly, or has no interest in the role, or perhaps has different romantic intentions, him/herself altogether, then the relationship often quickly deteriorates into one of an especially hostile and torrid nature. There are many outside factors and influences tugging and pulling these relationships in different directions, and unlike humans who have very orderly, simple, straightforward romantic relationships without exception, trolls exist in a state of almost perpetual confusion and generally have no idea what the hell is going on. Being confused by troll relationships is one thing we do have in common, though. This is confusing. So, like, in this case, we see that So we have Tavros and Vriska, like, oscillating between Red Rom and Black Rom, and Kanaya is kind of their auspicious. Maybe, maybe not. Sometimes, yes, no. Let's examine the Pale Quadrant. This quadrant presides over Moira allegiance, the other conciliatory relationship. A reasonable human translation would be the concept of a soulmate, but in a more platonic sense, and with a more specific social purpose. Trolls are a very angry and violent race. Some are more hot-tempered and dangerous than others, to the extent that, if left to their own devices, they would present a serious threat to society, or even to themselves. Such trolls will have an instinctive pale attraction to a more even-tempered troll, who may become their moirail. The moirail is obliged to pacify the other, to function as the better half. The two partners in a strong pale relationship will serve to balance and complement each other's emotional profiles, and thus allow their other relationships to be more successful. So in this example, Nepeta is Equius's moirail. That sounds correct from what I've seen of them. It's often ambiguous, especially among young trolls, whether a bond formed between acquaintance is a true Moira allegiance, or the usual variety of platonic involvement. Furthermore, romantic intentions of a more flushed nature can often be mistaken for paler leanings, much to the frustration of the suitor. Yes, that's what I was getting out of that, Carthage. But some pale pairings, as the one above, will be strikingly obvious to all who know them. Yeah, like Nepeta and Equius is a very clear pale relationship, and yet others will seem to have been hatched for each other. Oh man, so these are the last two trolls. These are like our underwater trolls. There's that bottle of Faygo Red Pop that Gamzee like threw out into the sea. Wait, more troll romance exposition, please. God, you just can't get enough of this, can you? That would have been a great point for transition out of this illustrated sociological study, but okay, if you insist. Now, see, what's going on here is... it's perfectly simple. When the full matrix of troll romance is in action, we have, hey, why don't you figure it out? You should be an expert on all this by now, anyway. So, like... So... Anyway. No, I'm not going to figure all this out. I'm not going to bother. Later, our troll hero would try to explain this to our human hero, attempting to convey all the nuance of troll romance through a nearly verbatim recitation of the preceding excerpts. He would try to describe how rich and textured the troll romantic comedies were compared to the one-dimensional schlock of our human cinematic counterparts. He would barely scratch the surface of troll Will Smith's virtuosity with the delicate lattice of troll romance, as he would assist the bumbling, fudge-blooded troll Kevin James through the interwoven minefield briar patch of Red Rom and Black Rom entanglements, all the while sifting through his own prickly romantic situation and ultimately learning the true meaning of hate and pity. But would they succeed before the Imperial drone came knocking with his thirsty pails at the ready? Yes, they would. Yeah, Carthage, this is like... it seems like it's one of those things that, like, there was a moment... he probably had, like, a moment of clarity where it all made perfect sense to him, and then, like, when he got it out and into the ether and made, like, the visuals and stuff, he was like, nope, I don't totally understand this. Anyway. But John didn't understand any of this because he's a moron, and he just wouldn't shut up about this awful bullshit, about his awful bullshit Earth movies. He would just go on and on and on about that garbage. But if there was one theme to be hammered through his thick skull, it would be the troll's cultural preoccupation with romantic destiny. Yes, the romantic landscape is rife with false starts and miscues and infidelities red and black, but every troll believes strongly that each quadrant holds one and only one true pairing for them, and it is just a matter of time before the grid is filled with auspicious matchups and through the romantic channels of troll serendipity. In short, their belief is that for each quadrant there exists a pair or triad of trolls somewhere in the cosmos that were made for each other. Wow, another great transition. You wonder if it will stick this time. You have no choice but to take a stab at the rare and extremely dangerous two-time transition combo. Attempt two-time transition combo. Looks like it worked. So, who is this guy anyway? Enter name. This guy's riding a seahorse and has like a harpoon gun. That looks awesome. Your name is Eridan Ampora. Alright. So this is Caligula's aquarium, right? Alright. Eridan, do something awesome. Look at that close-up. He looks really intense. It's like, oh, he's reaching for the trigger of his harpoon gun. Wait for it. Wait. What's gonna happen? Well, there she blows. Oh my gosh, this is like a Moby Dick thing. Wait, is that like a whale in the sky? Is this a sky whale? Swoop. Oh my gosh, it's coming right at him. Holy cow! That's like a Kamehameha gun. Oh, snap! Holy cow! Fish food! Okay, that guy is pretty much squared away. What about her? Enter name. Okay, so this is the happy bubbly one. Blah 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 blah. Your name is Feferi. Is Feferi Paxis? Is it Paxis? Pixis? But it is Feferi, right? Pesius? Paces. Okay, Paces, gotcha. Feferi Paces, gotcha. Okay, I can see that actually. So, Feferi Paces. Alright, Feferi, do something adorable. Swim! Oh, and there's the whale that that Eridan just sent into the ocean. Oh, she got it with a net. She has like a double trident there going on. Double trident thing. What's that thing she's in front of? It looks like a... I don't know. Alright, she's released the whale. Oh my goodness, what is... It's like a giant... Like, I wanted to say kraken, but it's just like a big... squid blob thing. That is massive. So that giant sky whale is like a tiny little snack for that thing. Alright, Feferi, go home. That should keep her quiet for a while, at least until she dies. Yeah. Her Lucis is a horror terror. That looks like a horror terror, to be sure. Eridan, go home. That should keep her happy for a while, and make a freshly orphaned troll somewhere pretty sad. Oh my gosh, yeah, that whale is someone else's Lucis, wasn't it? Probably. Yeah. Eridan, examine block. What time is it? We got like about 10 minutes left. You conveniently return to your respite block so that we may study your variety of interests. This is very considerate of you. Flowing through your veins is nearly the richest blood on the Hemo spectrum has to offer, penultimate on the scale. As such, you are a sea dweller, a subrace of troll distinct from the commoners by mutation and habitat, a caste which rules over the entire species. But ruling, in your view, is not enough. You have an overpowering genocide complex, oh god, and have made it your sworn duty to kill all land dwellers. You have amassed resources of deadly weaponry from around the world for this ambition, through many sweeps of extreme role-playing, all while pursuing a working doomsday device, which will bring Armageddon to all those on the surface. Hadn't had much luck with that, but... Excuse me, I sneezed. thinking about Armageddon makes me sneeze, apparently. Haven't had much luck with that, but maybe tonight's your night. You hold a fascination for military history and legendary conquerors. You have dubiously modeled your profile and exploits after the most notorious figures and their stories. Danka, Harper. Which are bristling with the glory of victory and the sting of defeat and political machinations and romantic intrigue. It is an image you are careful to craft through exaggerated emotional theatrics. And your penchant for mass murder notwithstanding, people tend to regard you as a bit of a tool. Let's see. You also like magic, even though you know it to be fake. Like a made-up friend, the way wizards are. Made up make-believe, fakey fake fakes. It's still fun, though. Your troll tag is Caligia's Aquarium, and you speak with a wary, weird, and sort of way sounding accent. You hold off on doing anything for the moment on account of courtesy to fellow royalty. Feferi, examine block. On the subject of courtesy, you have also returned to your block so we can get a better look at you. Again, quite considerate. Royalty sure is civilized. So now we're looking at Feferi. You are also a sea dweller. You have the most noble blood possible, the only of your kind known to possess it, and the only to share it with Globogolib? Globogolib. So it's like Globogolib. A deep sea monster known as the Rift's Carbuncle, emissary to the horror terrors, or in more hushed tones, speaker of the vast glob. This makes you the heir apparent for Alternian rulership, which ordinarily would place you in considerable jeopardy. Her imperious condescension would steer the flagship from the fleet and make an attempt on your life herself, if not for the protection of your monstrous Lucis. And if not forewarned of your race's extinction by the whispers of that Lucis, you would have big plans for the throne. All the plans. All of them. You would redefine what it means to be cold in troll society. Under your rule, it would mean caring for the unfit and infirm rather than exterminating them. And you have put this idea into practice by culling the fauna of the deep. You tend to wild and beautiful aquatic hoof beasts, grooming and feeding them daily. You capture and cage cuttlefish by the thousands for their own good, and also because they are funny and colorful, and you love them. They often swim through the bars of their cages, but that is fine. You run your whole palace as a sort of wildlife adoption facility, even if the wildlife's need for care is dubious at best. And the practice really just amounts to an elaborate role-playing scenario. It's still fun, though. You would also look forward to using your reign to unite the two races. You were told you would do this one day by your Lucis, even if it does contradict her message of extinction. Oh well, you suppose not all prophecies can come true. Your troll tag is Cuttlefish Color, and you have a hard time not getting really excited about practically everything! What will you both do? Eridan Feferi, do something ridiculous. I was running that, Harper, perhaps. Yes! That is a silly drawing. Oh, okay. I get that now. I understand that. Thanks, Carthage. That makes sense. Fuck yes! Oh my. Hell! Fucking... Yes! Bomb. Oh my goodness. Alright. So, oh my gosh, we have a conversation between them. How long is this conversation going to be? Okay. It might take the last 5 minutes of stream to read through this, but let's do it. Alright. Fef. Hey. Oh, wait. Yeah, Caligia's Aquarium is... Yeah, Caligia's Aquarium is Eridan, so... Oh, right, that's right. Their colors are so similar to each other. I have to, like, be careful. I have to, like, look at the letters carefully. Fef. Hey. Huh? Glub. Glub glub! Yeah. What is it? What? I am wondering if you can forego the exaggerated emotional theatrics for once and actually tell me what's on your mind. Nothing's on my mind. Well, why can't I just fucking talk and glub at you for a reason I don't have? Well, fine. But you don't want to hear it.
Yes, I do. We're supposed to talk to each other. That is what more rails are for.
Well, whatever.
Glub, 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 sigh. Will you take the chip off your nub and tell me what's the matter?
The page where Eridan takes a drink is a funny point to stop. Eridan's based on Harry Potter. I was actually totally getting a Harry Potter vibe from him. Let's see. Yeah, well, okay. Since we are the palest of pals a guy could ever ask for, I will tell you. Even though you will only humor me as usual, since you don't agree with my agenda. Any of my agendas, really. None of the agendas. None of them.
Are you fretting over another one of these dumb contraptions?
See, more condescension. You are going to make a hell of an empress.
No, I'm not. But that is beside the point. None of your plots to kill the land dwellers ever work out, and every doomsday device you get your hands on turns out to be a piece of junk.
So, I got to keep trying. That's how all the great military masterminds became great, through upright perseverance.
I think deep down you stack these plots against you so you fail because... I think deep down you stack these plots against you so you fail because you know it's wrong.
It isn't wrong. I'm not going to explain it to you again. At this point, all you need to know is that... all you need to know is it's important to me. And I'm doing it for us. I mean, our kind. Nobody understands, not even you.
This is the last time I will say this. We are not better than anybody. Glub!
Psh, Hemospectrum begs to differ.
If you're as sickened by them as you say, why do you spend so much time on land? You can't have the sort of affinity for our kind that you profess if you've only spent, what, a few days underwater maybe? In your whole life?
Well, whatever. I have to keep an eye on them up here. It's all about tactics.
What about your friends? Do you ever think about them? If they are beneath you, then they have to die too. And I know you like talking to some of them. You say you hate them, but I think you are pretending.
History is full of cases where conquerors consort with members of the enemy in a mannerly way before wiping them out, even going as far as growing fond of some. It's only civilized.
I have a fishy feeling that this is some stupid doomsday machine. That this stupid doomsday machine thing is just another excuse to consort with someone in particular.
All your feelings are fishy. Glub, 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 glub.
Huh! Don't you glub in that tone of glub with me, mister!
I'll glub in whatever dumbass, bubbly sounding fish noise I will want to glub.
Oh shit, you are angling for so much trouble now?
Where am I? Okay, please. Let's just not get into the whole fucking fish pun thing again, okay? Like, when we get it, when we are nautically themed.
Hee okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know why she ignores me. I guess she's just bored with me. But we had it all set up for her to give me this thing. Give me this thing tonight. That probably doesn't even work, but yeah, maybe that wasn't the point. I mean, you think we have a pretty good rivalry going, right? Or at least had. It was pretty fucking bitter and contentious for a while there, and there was some good chemistry. I don't know what happened.
I guess? I wouldn't really know. Sometimes people just drift away, I think. Or just aren't as into the quadrant as the other wants to be. So you really think your feelings for her run that dark?
It doesn't matter. Like I said, she's bored shitless. I'm not as good an adversary as I thought.
That is so ridiculous. Any girl will be lucky to have a kiss me sis as diabolical as you, especially that one. Who knows what her problem is? She has issues.
Well, thanks for saying so.
You know, I'm not sure why we never talk about our romantic aspirations. We should more often. It's kind of exciting.
Shrug.
Probably because you fill your gossip quota with your nubby horned bro. You leave nothing left to talk about with your dear sweet Moirail. We're supposed to help each other with that stuff too, remember? We're supposed to help each other with that stuff too, remember?
Maybe. Seems kinda odd though.
Your stupid fishy face is what's odd. Have you ever thought about that?
Fine. Well, those are my stupid feelings. Well, what about yours? Seems to me like you get along too well with everybody to be harboring any black sentiments.
Yeah. I can't think of anybody I feel that way about. Huh. Maybe I'm just not old enough to have those feelings yet. We are still pretty young, you know.
Yeah.
So, okay, those are your black leanings.
What about red, Eridan? Oh, God.
Is there a lucky lady you are waxing scarlet for? Or lucky fellow? Tell me. Don't pretend you're all embarrassed suddenly.
Okay, Fef. This is none of your damn business.
Oh.
I gotta go. Be back later when it's time to play. Smashing. Yes, exactly. Alright, folks. Let's see. Oh, go get a beverage. Another emotionally exhausting conversation. Too many feelings and problems. It couldn't be any clearer to you. You and the Sea Princess have splashed down hard into the Moirail zone, and now you don't know which way's upward. Perhaps tonight you will reveal your true feelings toward her, and end these exaggerated emotional theatrics once and for all, one way or the other. You need a stiff drink. But, not this swill. You're not that desperate. Let's check the fridge. You pay a visit to what the common land dwellers refer to as a thermal hull, instead of the more aristocratic and especially esoteric and alien-sounding term, a refrigerator. Open it. A bunch of unbelievably shitty wands tumble out. Of course you knew those were in there. You're not even sure why you looked. Go get a beverage. Feferi, go get a beverage. Another emotionally exhausting conversation. Too many feelings and problems. That guy. Talk about a high-maintenance Moirail. Perhaps tonight you will reveal your true feelings toward him and end these exaggerated emotional theatrics one way or another. You need a sugary drink. Oh, it's not here, Harp? Underwater. Psh. This is stupid! Glub, glub, glub. Alright. I think we'll end it here. So, thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. We will be back